bare basics would be a good sturdy snow shovel.
Say goodbye to the 60s and sunshine. A powerful winter storm is on track to slam our state, and it could bring more than a foot of snow to the metro.
Getting them inside and out of the cold could be, the difference of life and death.
Efforts are already underway to protect vulnerable Coloradans and stop our state from grinding to a halt.
The vaccine is in hand. They're ready to go. It should not have a delay of more than a few days.
It comes amid the largest vaccine rollout in history. How state health staff plan to keep the momentum going.
We have team coverage tonight to help you prepare as this fickle storm edges closer to Colorado.
If you are new to Colorado, here's something you should know. March is our snowiest month. If you've lived here for a while, well, maybe you remember the bomb cyclone, March 2019. That one shut down interstates, it grounded thousands of flights at DIA, and knocked out power for more than 400,000 homes.
Oh boy, did it. And then go a little farther back to 2003, and a March blizzard dumped more than 30 inches of snow on Denver. It even caused some buildings to collapse under the weight of the snow, and that all looks like a distant memory when you think about today's weather. Highs in the 60s, Coloradans out in shorts and t-shirts and flip-flops.
But do not be fooled. March isn't done with us just yet.
Oh no, we are just getting started. A storm is headed our way, and it has the potential to dump feet of snow on the Denver metro.
Our entire team of meteorologists, reporters, producers, all keeping an eye on this storm as it develops right now near Oregon and Northern California. And tonight, our Sloan Dickey is checking in with businesses already trying to get ahead of the disruption.
And first, we want to get to Denver7 meteorologist Mike Nelson. And Mike, I know it's hard to predict exactly how much snow this storm will bring, so we're getting the important information out there early to make sure that people can plan properly.
Absolutely, because it will have a major impact on travel, both roads and airlines, expected for the weekend into early next week. Now, the main storm is still 1,000 miles away out over Northern California, Southern Oregon. So it's got a long ways to go. A lot of changes can happen, but we're getting kind of a preliminary round ahead of it. There's snow, even some thunder and lightning down over southwestern Colorado right now, and that is going to push into the metro area tonight with up to a half a foot of snow in the northern mountains, and we could see a couple of inches of snow overnight on the eastern plains. There's a winter weather advisory in effect for the northern central mountains until 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That is not the main storm. This is the story. Some snow develops tonight and early tomorrow. We'll have wet roads in the morning. Then things get a little bit better, and then the main event comes in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it could be one of the biggest storms we've had in many years. I'll have details on how much snow to expect coming up.
All right, I wouldn't miss it. Thank you, Mike. And keep in mind, this is Colorado. This is not Texas. Our infrastructure is equipped to handle winter weather, but there are some lessons we can all learn from last month's crippling storm in Texas. A Dallas Morning News University of Texas poll found that 2/3 of Texans say they didn't get enough information before the storm to help them prepare. So here are 7 things to check before this storm hits. Supplies. Make sure you have a stash of food and water, in fact, the last several days. Medication. If you're low, go get a refill right now or tomorrow. Flashlights with batteries in case you lose power. And pets, make sure to bring them inside. Now to your car, check the antifreeze levels and pack an emergency kit in there with warm clothes and water and snacks.
And facing the possibility of more than a foot of snow, Colorado businesses, transport operators, and shelters, they're already planning ahead.
Live this evening with those preparations.
Yeah, they certainly are preparing, and it's pretty nice outside right now, so you might not expect a winter storm is on the way, but it certainly is, and you need to prepare. And as part of our promise to keep you prepared, we've reached out to local stores, to local government organizations to hear what they're doing to prepare as well. Colorado is no stranger to snow, but this weekend's incoming storm is one we likely haven't seen in more than a decade, and preparations are already underway.
The business plan for the weekend is to stay open as long as we possibly can.
From Ace Hardware in Englewood to grocery stores across Denver to public works and utilities, they're all making plans for the feet of snow that are expected. AAA suggests you stay at home this weekend, but if you have to go out, RTD says they plan to operate through the storm. They have extra mechanics to keep the light rail operational, and they're even running special trains throughout the night to clear ice from the power lines. And if this storm is as big as projected, don't be surprised if we see power outages. Xcel Energy says they're in contact with their own meteorologists to prepare. Thankfully, we won't see blackouts like we saw in Texas. XL says their grid is ready to handle the cold. But in order to conserve energy, XL says Coloradans should turn down their thermostats below 68 degrees, open drapes and blinds to bring in heat from the sun, run ceiling fans, and open doors to circulate warm air. So get the snowblowers and shovels ready.
Bare basics would be a good sturdy snow shovel, making sure that you have ice melt either in bucket or a bag.
Employees at Ace Hardware in Englewood say they'll have some extras ready if you forget.
If we can get here, we'll be here no matter what.
And for our vulnerable Coloradans experiencing homelessness, shelters say they're open and getting overflow spaces ready. The mission this week is to get people indoors.
Getting them inside and out of the cold could be, the difference of life and death.
Now, we did reach out to Walmart, King Soopers, and Safeway for their plan on keeping those shelves stocked. We haven't heard back just yet, but we'll be sure to keep you informed when we do. The best piece of advice is to stay calm, but probably head to the store in the next few days. Shannon?
All right, Sloan Dickey, thank you very much. Now, if you're scheduled to get the COVID shot this weekend, you might be wondering if your appointment's going to be pushed back. Well, I was on the governor's Zoom press conference today. He said maybe, but not for long. Most providers have not canceled the vaccine clinics they set up for this week. And Governor Polis says even if your appointment does end up being canceled, you shouldn't have to wait too long for a new one.
If there are areas of the state that are impacted by severe or unpassable weather, people will be notified by their provider, and those will be rescheduled within a few days.
Of course, this all matters because Colorado is racing to get those shots into arms as quickly as possible. And today, we learned Governor Polis said that 90% of K through 12 teachers in our state have already received at least one shot. As we keep an eye on the storm this week and all weekend, remember, you can always get live weather updates on our 24/7 streaming service for weather. Just download the Denver7 app for Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or your Android device.
Today, Douglas County commissioners made it official. They want Governor Polis to lift all COVID restrictions in their county. The county says vaccination rates are climbing while businesses and families are still suffering. Dougco has the 10th highest number of deaths out of Colorado counties at 223 and has already vaccinated 82% of its 70 and older population with at least one dose. However, their positivity rate sits above that 5% threshold. Now, in a statement, Tri-County Health, which serves Douglas County, said it agrees with a sped-up reopening plan.
And that question, is it time to fully reopen, has a lot of you talking.
And that is why tonight we are taking a 360 look and sharing some of your perspectives. One anonymous email is fully in support, writing, "I personally think it is a great idea since you're putting the responsibility at the hands of the citizen instead of the government." L is concerned about vaccination rates, writing, "Yes, it is obviously too early to open up again until more of us can get vaccinated. I am over 60 and so far cannot find any way to get an appointment for a vaccine."
Now, Sandy thinks it's time people make their own choices. She writes, "Those who are not comfortable being around other people have every right to isolate themselves and stay home." While Karen says, not yet. We're so close to the finish line. Why would we slow our progress now? Thanks for what you have contributed to this conversation. Keep it going. The email is 360@thedenverchannel.com.
And amid calls to fully reopen our state, some rules are already easing. The state health department is loosening last call restrictions. Level blue counties like Jefferson and Clear Creek can now serve alcohol until 2 a.m. In level yellow counties like Denver, Adams, and Arapahoe, it's 1 a.m. In Grand County, the only county at level orange, midnight is the cutoff. And Broomfield businesses will face slightly tougher rules tomorrow when the county moves back from level blue to yellow. The move into a tougher zone on the dial comes after a rise in COVID case numbers there.
And one of the things that could knock us off course for reopening is if more aggressive coronavirus variants take hold. Now, State Health Department today gave their details on their approach after a Chaffee County prison reported 3 cases of the South African variant.
What we're doing right now with our aggressive disease control strategies, especially what we're doing in Buena Vista right now, is trying to identify all the cases we can using isolation and quarantine to really slow the spread, mitigate the impact of these variants in the state.
And state health staff say none of those people who caught the South African variant had been vaccinated.
I really do miss some of the more in-person experiences.
College classes upended by COVID-19.
I think it does change what higher education looks like.
Will online options stick around even after the pandemic?
I get letters from students every week where they say, please, can we come back to campus?
As Colorado works to rebound, we're taking a look at how the college experience could change forever.
Get set for a big March snowstorm. I'll let you know when and how much.